Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Thursday, May 23rd, second show of the day for y'all. So, want to talk about Tank Bigsby a little bit. Obviously, we had our first OTA earlier this week for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've been practicing throughout the week. Media was only allowed out there on Monday. We will be back out there next Tuesday to see what the Jaguars have going on. But wanted to talk about Tank Bigsby, Jaguars' third-round pick in 2023. Had a tough start to his career during the regular season last year. Before that, however, things really were looking good for the Tank, right? There was a lot of buzz about Tank Bigsby last summer, early into the fall. We're going to talk about what happened with Tank Bigsby in 2023 and what to expect moving forward. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. So we're going to start back over a year ago, back throughout the draft process, and framing this conversation about Tank Bigsby. I personally had a mid to late second round grade on Bigsby, which meant I believed he would be a plus starting running back in the NFL. A winning starting running back. Like, if he's your starter long term, you're going to have a positive outcome from him as a runner, really regardless of scheme, because he's a guy that has the ability to run in between the tackles. I think he has the athleticism and speed to run outside. I think that he has pretty good vision. I think he has pretty good patience. So a fairly complete back coming out of Auburn, in my opinion. The Jaguars landed him in round 3, which I loved. I think when you look at consensus grades, that's probably about where he was valued. I'm not sure what the actual consensus grade was on Tank Bigsby, but I would say, third to fourth round range was probably where most people were mocking him. Again, I had him as a second round grade because of the talent we just talked about, but also 4.4 speed at his pro day. Showed off the wheels. That shows up on tape consistently. He had size, power. He showed impressive hands in college. Creativity and wiggle in space and in a phone booth. He can make you miss in the open field. He can also make you miss when there's not much room to make you miss. Behind the line of scrimmage. In the hole. I was like, this guy has the skills to be a feature back in the NFL. Maybe not like Bijan Robinson type skills, right? But a guy who could be a starting running back in the NFL. So you get him on the field, rookie minicamp, OTAs, mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason. Things were going swimmingly for Tank Bigsby. Like, he was awesome. He looked great. Looked like he had the power in the padded practices, was running through guys, obviously had the speed, the athleticism, was attacking everything the right way. And then in the preseason, momentum carried into that, right? 28 carries for 159 yards, 5.7 yards per carry, 3 yards per carry after contact, 5 forced missed tackles, again on only 28 carries. He was balling out in the preseason. He looked great. Of course, the regular season is an entirely different beast for a rookie, especially somebody who hasn't done it before at the NFL level. Had a couple fumbles, couple tough drops early that ended up turning into absolute disasters. Kind of had like Blake Bortles-itis going on with some of the strange and unfortunate circumstances there. It just was not going well early on for Tank Bigsby in his rookie year. And I think that really led Doug Peterson and Press Taylor and the rest of this coaching staff to say, all right, this kid needs to take a step back. We can't rely on him right now. But I think the fact that the Jaguars' running game was inconsistent as a whole last year didn't help him much. But when he got more opportunities, I think that he showed the ability to grind out short yards. There was a game late in the season where he was grinding out a couple fourth down attempts. I think that he showed the ability to find the end zone when he was inside the red zone on a couple carries, to break tackles, to make guys miss. Kind of seeing a little bit of the picture that you saw at Auburn. But I really think Tank Bigsby's series of unfortunate events to start his rookie season kind of just snowballed into fans hating on the pick, slamming Trent Baalke for the pick. I'll always tell you this. You cannot judge a rookie based on 1 year. You cannot judge a football player based on 1 year. It is a difficult transition from the college game to the pros for pretty much everyone, regardless if you played in the SEC, which he did at Auburn, regardless of if you are an unbelievable athlete, which he's a pretty damn good athlete. It's difficult. It's a difficult transition. You're going from playing a full college football season to getting into draft mode, training for that. And then as soon as you get drafted, it's a whirlwind. You're flown out to the team that drafts you. You immediately get into rookie minicamp, OTAs. You're trying to get ready for your rookie year. It's a lot to take in for anyone. And now, yeah, there are rookies that have fantastic seasons. There are. There are also guys that it takes a couple years, a year or two. So I would not too harshly judge young players, is my whole point. And that doesn't just apply to Tank Bigsby. That's like for everyone. Don't judge a young player too early. One season, especially with limited opportunities, is not enough to judge Tank Bigsby on. I think Tank Bigsby has a good chance this year to be the Jaguars RB2 that they want him to be. I really do. Again, he is a guy who can take reps, get carries, churn out yards, do more in between the tackles. I really think you want to focus on Travis Etienne being in space as much as possible in 2024. You want him outside zone, toss, crack, getting him the ball on sweeps, screens. Get him the ball in space and let him do work. Let Tank Bigsby be more of that battering ram. And he can do more of the outside stuff as well. But he has the skill set to lend to you being a more power rushing attack than you were last year. You struggled doing it because you were using somebody in Travis Etienne who thrives in space in between the tackles far too often, in my opinion. As for the hands, because, hands did pop up as an issue early on in his rookie year, which is part of the reason why he ended up kind of getting benched for a while. He showed off hands at Auburn. He really did. Like, he made some nice one-handed catches. He made some nice adjustments to the football. He also showed hands last offseason. But I will tell you right now, in OTA 1 this year, he had 2 dropped passes. So that one is kind of we'll wait and see. But he was running strong at OTA 1. And again, unpadded practice. But he looked like that physical talent that you expected him to be at OTA 1. So, again, I believe in the talent that is in Tank Bigsby. I think he's a hard worker. I think he's a good kid. I think he has a very good chance to break out for the Jaguars, and I think the Jaguars are going to give him the opportunities to do so. They are going to have to run block better. And this goes for Travis Etienne as well. They're going to have to block the run better for these running backs to be more efficient, for the running game to be more efficient in 2024. They're also going to have to just be smarter in the run calls. The situational running, what they're asking these running backs to do. Like I said, Etienne is more of an outside guy. Bigsby has more balance to his game. You can run him in between the tackles more. Obviously, you don't want it to be obvious what you're going to do when a certain guy's on the field. You have to mix it up. But you can lean in one direction more heavily with Travis Etienne, lean in a different direction more heavily with Tank Bigsby, and in my opinion, achieve good results. But look, run blocking's got to be better. I think Mitch Morse is going to help out in that regard in a big way. I think Ezra Cleveland should help out in that regard in a big way. He is a very good run blocking guard. But you're going to have to get better run blocking from Anton Harrison, who I'm not slamming at all. He played last year as a rookie, played the whole season with a shoulder injury, was awesome in pass protection, but he's got to grow in the run game. He does. And then, you'd like to see Brandon Sheriff do a little bit more than he did in the run game last year as well. So we'll see how it plays out. I think that they have upgraded their run blocking talent at 2 of the 5 positions. You should expect that Anton Harrison could improve as a run blocker. I think that he looked better as a run blocker at Oklahoma than he did last year. We'll see how it plays out, but I do believe in the talent of Tank Bigsby. So really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out jinjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. You can also become a channel member right here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.